My hands are clean. It's my call. So they eventually stabilize Carl. Herschel just tells him like, look, he doesn't want no part of the group. He senses like that since the group came, all this drama has happened. He tells Rick, once your boy gets better, you guys gotta go back on the road. Then we know Maggie and Glenn end up falling in love and they have sex together back in the pharmacy. Rick and Shane go back out looking for Sophia. They get into this big argument. This is where it gets pretty tense between Rick and Shane. Rick is telling him how much he loves his family and that Shane doesn't get it. And then Shane gets suddenly really mad, telling him like, look, I protected them when you weren't around. And just Shane kind of like loses it. Then they hear something and then Rick goes out into the woods and suddenly we see Shane draw his weapon and he puts Rick's head into his radar and like he's about to shoot him. And then suddenly he just stops, puts his gun down. So we see like Shane, all right, now we start to see a change in his character. Look, this guy's willing to kill. Is he going to kill Rick? What's going to happen? And as he puts the gun down, Dale saw it. Then Daryl also is looking for Sophia. And then like his horse gets like scared from the stake and he falls off this huge mountain. He really hurts himself badly. And then he tries to climb back up and he falls back. Walkers attack him, but he defeats them. And as he's climbing back up the mountain, he sees a vision of his racist older brother. And his brother's like saying all this crap to him, like telling him like, oh, you're a piece of crap and you're garbage. He's like downgrading him, telling him all this junk, like, whatever. And he finally gets up. His brother just keeps telling him like, oh, you care about these people. Nobody cares about you except me. His mind's like playing tricks on him. Then Daryl finally walks back to the farm on his own and he's like stumbling from a distance. He looks like a zombie. And Andrea's excited ass. She grabs her gun. Let me shoot him. I want to shoot. She always wants to kill somebody. Everyone's like, stop, Andrea. Don't shoot. And she's like, no. Rick and Shane are running to Daryl. It's too late. She shoots, almost killing him. But thankfully, because she sucks at shooting, the bullet just grazed his head. And then Daryl goes down and comes back up. Then Glenn and Maggie's, retarded asses, they love each other. They want to do each other all the time. Glenn accidentally stumbles on the barn and he sees that the barn is banging with walkers. And he realizes that there's a bunch of walkers inside the barn. Maggie just tells him like, look, don't talk about this. Like, don't say anything. Of course, Glenn, the next episode, he tells everybody. Lori finds out from Herschel that he wants them gone. She freaks out and she goes to Rick like, hey, did you know about this? Like, Herschel actually wants us out of here. Like, we can't do that. We can't go back on the road. And Rick's like, look, I got this. We need to give him some space. Like, Rick is trying to work everything out between both parties, trying to like get Herschel like mentally ready for them to stay, but at the same time like give him space. But the people don't get it. They're like, nah, we gotta stay, there's always that balance between like, is Rick doing the right thing? Is he not doing the right thing? But he always is trying to balance everything out. If you remember, Lori asked for the abortion pills from Glenn when Glenn and Maggie had sex in the pharmacy. Glenn brought back some abortion pills and Lori took them, but then threw them up. Then we have an ultimate showdown kind of between Dale and Shane. Dale and Shane get into this thing because Dale saw him draw the gun on Rick, and Dale really doesn't like Shane. Dale knows the truth about Shane that a lot of people don't know yet. And he tells him like, look, I know what kind of man you are. I know the kind of person you are. You would kill, you would do all this. And then Shane's like, he looks at him, he's just like, you think I'm that kind of man? I'll do that to my best friend? What do you think I'll do to someone I don't even like? It really gets like real. It's like, oh crap, okay. Shane's not messing around. Like, you start to see like the evil starts coming out of Shane. You kind of like him, but at the same time, like, he has some bitterness and there's some problem with him. He's about to do some stuff and he's really jealous of Rick. And you don't know what he's willing to do. Then there's a great conversation between Rick and Lori. Finally talk about the pregnancy, and then Rick tells her like, look, I want this baby. We're gonna have it. I don't care. I want to put her in this world. This is my life. I hope and I have faith and I'm not gonna back down, right? And then Rick tells her like, look, is there anything else you want to tell me? Anything else? Like, did you sleep with, my cousin or something? She looks at him and she pauses and she's like, Shane and I. And Rick just says, I know. And it was just like, you're like, wow, like he actually knew. And, he didn't even let her continue. He was like, look, I knew. And he starts trying to explain it all in his head. Like, oh, you thought the world, gone to hell and all this stuff. And you did it without even realizing. And she's like, yeah, of course I did. Kind of forgives her. And just like the scene just ends. Then, like we said, Glenn tells everyone about the walkers in the barn, and that amps everyone up. Of course, it amps up Shane. Shane's ready to blast. Oh, Shane is always looking for something, right, to like attack. So he's like, oh, that's it. He has his reason now to go crazy, get amped. All his walkers in the barn, let's kill him. So he starts amping everyone up, and no, we can't take this. And everyone's like, Rick is like, look, guys, we gotta calm down. We gotta talk to Herschel. We gotta figure this out. Rick goes to talk to Herschel. I love this scene because Rick and Herschel kind of get into it, and Rick's like, look, we can't go back out there. You don't know what it's like. Herschel's like, look, my conscience is clear. I don't care. You guys do whatever you have to, but you have to leave this barn. It's my barn. And Rick is just like, you have to reconsider. And they get into this back and forth thing. And he's like, I have. And then Rick's like, no, you have to. And he's like, you don't understand. We're not going back out there. It's almost like he's forcing him, like in a kind of like interesting, negotiable way. Like, look, we're not going out there no matter what you think. It seems like Herschel, because he likes Rick, sort of there's like a mental agreement that, look, I kind of get it. And maybe I won't send you guys out there, but people got to calm down. And then they eventually come to an agreement. If we're going to do this, if you guys are going to stay, it's my rules, my way. it. Herschel says no guns, nobody has guns. So Rick comes out and tells him like, look, that's it. We gotta respect his rules. Everyone, we gotta take away the guns. And Dale is the one holding. Now he starts holding the guns so that they don't get it. You leave Shane for a second. You leave Shane for 1 second. He just goes crazy. So then Rick goes with Herschel. After that, he's capturing some walkers. He wants to bring them back to the barn. So Rick's like trying to go along with the plan, even though he doesn't agree with it. He's trying to go along, and they start bringing the walkers back. And you see Shane has amped everyone up. He went to Dale, grabbed the guns from him, and he calls Dale a coward. Grabs the guns, goes back to the barn, and tells everyone like, look, you want yours? Take your gun. Let's go. Amps everyone up, and they all go. Shane opens up the barn, and all the walkers start coming out. As the walkers are coming out, Rick and Herschel are arriving on the scene, and they're just shooting away, blasting, boom, one by one, boom, blasting the zombies. Herschel starts falling to the ground like, oh my god. He sees zombies getting killed, and he sees because these are part of his family. It's kind of like seeing your family getting killed in front of you, but at the same time they're zombies. So he's like going crazy. Rick is like, oh. Shane goes buck wild. The moment of truth that we've been waiting for the whole season. Sophia comes out as a zombie. Oh, I remember that. I was like, oh my god. That was like the best moment in TV history when Sophia walked out. And everyone's just like bawling and crying, and then she's coming, approaching, and then Rick stands up and he points the gun at her. He's looking at her, and she's coming, and he shoots her. It's an amazing scene, just like an ultimate like boom. Metaphorically, like the truth came out about the world, that the world is like over, that we're living in a crap world, and Herschel finally realized that. And Rick realized how much hell he's been through, and that this girl that they've been looking for the whole time was actually a zombie the whole time. So everyone's questioning themselves. Then they bury Sophia, and Herschel makes it clear to Rick that after this is over, he wants Shane gone no matter what. Then Rick has a breakdown. He goes to Lori, and he tells Lori like this Herschel wants Shane gone, and he starts to have this breakdown. Oh, hey guys, video's too long. Go to the next video so you can watch. Continue watching. Go watch the next video. What are you waiting for? You know, you can't stop in the middle of the season. We're not done. I keep talking about it until it's over. Season 2. Got some awesome stuff. Guys, clicky click, 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 click so you can get the next video.